It's been well over a year since I summoned a member of the administration into a classified setting. I'm operating in my capacity as the chief Republican on the Foreign Relations Subcommittee that oversees counterterrorism. I asked to be briefed on the number of suspected terrorists who had crossed our southern border. I have to say the briefing was absolutely sobering. We had individuals from Yemen. We had, of course, individuals from Central and South America, with Africa, all over the world. Many of the hot spots of the world and the locuses of terrorist activity were the source of so many individuals coming across our southern border. Well, I raised the flag then. I did all I could to try and fix the attention of the executive branch of our government on this national security issue, and nothing happened. Well, since then, as we've seen today, the situation has grown much graver. This is not only a national security disaster, this is also a humanitarian catastrophe. It's a 50-state catastrophe as well. Every state is indeed a border state. In my home state of Indiana, we see evidence on a daily basis that we have a problem on the southern border. Sometimes we see it manifested in our newspapers and on our radios and on our television screens when we hear about the young people, many old as well, who succumb to opioid deaths, overdoses, or they just become addicted to this horrible substance that ruin lives and uplifts communities. Sometimes we hear about those who are human trafficked, oftentimes very young women. These sorts of stories will continue to fill our news feeds. They'll continue to weigh heavily on my heart and the hearts of many Hoosiers. But we need to turn our concern as citizens into action. I'm persuaded this administration is not going to do anything about the national security situation, about this humanitarian situation, until we make it hurt. So I'm asking the people across this country to mobilize, to make this a first priority, first order issue, to talk about it with their neighbors, and to share with their neighbors that Republicans intend to legislate on this issue. Republicans intend to hold robust and vigorous oversight hearings when we get control of the United States Senate and the House of Representatives. I am persuaded this is the only way we can get the administration to move on this issue. We're not here empty-handed. We're not here devoid of answers to how we can improve this situation markedly. No, we've come here armed with a study which lays out certain recommendations about how to establish effective immigration controls in the United States, how we might strengthen our border security and migration management capacities in that southern border region, how we might target smuggling and trafficking operations by transnational criminal organizations, which, oh, by the way, they're doing quite well right now. Our cartels, our smugglers, our traffickers, the business is absolutely flourishing. They're taking over the country of Mexico. We have a responsibility to our own citizens. We have a responsibility to our communities, to the next generation, and yes, even to our friends at the southern border to fix this problem. But we can only do it if we make it this administration, if we make President Biden feel the heat, because most assuredly he will not see the light.